What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So by the title of this video, you guys already know that we are going to be installing some wheels on the S2000. You guys may have seen, if you guys watched the last video when we did the bumper reinforcements for the Lexus, I did have a box of raised wheels sitting in the background. I did put up a poll on Instagram on what color you guys voted for which specific color wheel that I wanted to do. I did want to go with the TE37. I was bouncing back and forth between the CE28s, the Desmond Rega Masters, and the TEs. But I was like, you can't go wrong with some TEs. These are kind of like my dream wheel, especially for the S2000. The one thing I did not show anybody was which color I got. There's only a select few who have seen the color. But let me open up the box for you guys. You guys can see what color we're going. And there's a spider in the box. So when I opened this box up for the first time, there's a spider. It's kind of like Christmas morning, but it's not Christmas. So here we go. We got the infamous, raised cover right here. Bam! So we're going with the dash white. So these are the TE37 SLs. I got this off of System Motorsports. They actually had a set of white, which I was specifically looking for in the 17 by 9.5 plus 45 spec that I really wanted. So this is technically the evasive spec for you S2000 owners who kind of want that, very aggressive look. You will need to do some fender modifications, which I have done already. But the box is super light. The wheel is super light. I did get it ceramic coated already, so I don't have to worry about, ceramic coating it or kind of doing anything precautionary before getting the tires installed. But before we head to the tire shop, let's just appreciate how clean it looks, like, especially with the sticker. These already come with the sticker already on. Yeah, I think the valve stem is red as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop these off to the tire shop and then install it this weekend, because we pretty much have everything to go, but we won't be able to run it on the car just yet because we do have some bushings that we need to install, which is going to be all compiled up in this one video. But I want to show you guys how the wheels look like and which wheel I'm going to be running before putting it on the car. Wheels are in the bed of the truck. One last look before we send these off to get tires wrapped. Let's go. Going with some 245 40 Continentals. Nice. Alright, y'all, so we are now back home. It's a couple days after now, and we're finally going to be able to put the wheels on. The only unfortunate part is that we won't be able to drive the car. And you're probably wondering, like, bro, like, why don't you just drive, man? If you guys have an S2000 or you guys are looking into getting an S2000, the specific specs that I got for this particular setup is one of the more aggressive setups for an S2000. Pokes out really far. The wheels are a lot wider than stock wheels. I'm gonna see how aggressive it is, and if it looks drivable, we'll take it out for a spin. If not, I have an appointment set this Wednesday to install some bushings. When it comes to other cars, and if you're gonna run extreme camber, a lot of people just completely replace the upper control arm, and then you can adjust from there. I didn't want to go with replacing the upper control arm. I wanted to go something a little bit more dailyable. I'm not saying that replacing the upper control arm is not dailyable, but this one is literally just replacing the bushing so I get a little bit more camber with stock part components. So we do have right here is some offset bushings from Origin. These replace the bushings in the upper control arms right now. As you can see, the hole is not in the center. It's kind of pushed towards one end of the circle. When you install these, it kind of gives the car just natural camber from the upper control arm. Like I said, we've dealt with upper control arms before on my brother's IS300, and it definitely has a lot more adjustments than these, but granted, I'm not going to be needing a crazy amount of adjustment for this car. It's mostly just going to be a daily street / weekend car, so I didn't think replacing the whole upper control arm was worth it. Alright, y'all, so we now have the two wheels on the front and the rear for the driver's side. It looks so good. So obviously we're pretty cramped in the garage, so I'm trying to show you as best as I can, but it looks pretty aggressive. You can see how far the wheel pokes out. The gap in between the front is probably like a finger and a half, maybe 2 fingers. For the rear, it's about a finger, maybe finger and a half, definitely not 2 fingers. So there's definitely a good amount of clearance for both the front and the rear. The only reason why I'm not driving it yet is because of the reason why I explained to you guys with the offset bushings. I did have my fenders rolled, front and rear. So the fronts look pretty solid. And then for the rears, they are rolled as well. And then the rear bumper tab was also relocated in the back. So if you do want to get your fenders rolled and you have an S2000, I would suggest hitting up Mr. Sexy on Instagram. He also has an S2000, and he was actually recommended by me by a fellow S2000 owner. So he has done multiple S2000s. He has an S2000 himself. He's running a similar setup as mine, and he took good care of my car. If you want to achieve this sort of spec or this sort of fitment, you will need to have your fenders rolled front and rear, as well as the rear bumper tab relocated. Just keep that in mind. Let me go ahead and do the passenger side, and then we'll have all 4 corners on the new wheels. Wheels are on the car. I went ahead and just cleaned the tires and just did a quick little wipe down of the wheels. I think the rear should clear, but I don't want to take any chances because I'm not trying to get some bacon fenders. So we will get this aligned and we will get the bushings installed. Yeah, just look at that. It's a good amount of poke, but like I said, I just wanted a little bit more in, just so I can drive it a little bit more confidently without worrying about the bacon fenders. There's not really much left to show you guys in this portion of the video, so I'm just gonna jump ahead in time to when we have our appointment to do the bushings for this car. So I'll check in with you guys in a couple days. What's up, guys? Good morning. It is now the day that we install the bushings on the car, and this is the first day that I'm actually taking the car out to drive with the new wheels on. We're down the street from the shop, but since I'm a little bit early, I might as well just stop and then show you guys how the wheels look like, because I've been just breaking necks all morning. Sheesh. So it looks great. Obviously we need a little bit of camber in the front. I haven't heard any rubbing, and I've been taking it kind of slow. I left a little bit early this morning just to take the route where it doesn't involve a lot of bumps or having to take the freeway. So fronts are fine. The backs I think are pretty good. I think we just need maybe just a little bit of camber in the rear, and I think the stock suspension components should be able to do that. But honestly, it looks really good. It looks more sporty, and I think it just makes the car just look 10 times better. So I think what I have planned in the future will just kind of tie everything in together.
A few moments later.
All right, y'all, so it's probably a few days after the last clip where I took the car back from Elite Performance, where I got the bushings installed and they did an alignment. I've just been super busy the past few days, but I finally have time today to take it out, take some pictures, and kind of film the end of this video. I was only able to drive it one day since I got it back, and this is the second day. So the car looks absolutely great. It looks super good. Enough of me blabbing. I'll show you guys how it looks like. Honestly, the car looks really, really good. The car looks a lot more sporty now with the wheels. I think I went the perfect amount of camber. I did, for those of you wondering, I went with negative 3 degrees of camber all around. The offset bushings allow for, I think, -7, and the offset bushings are only for the fronts. So I think you can get a good amount of camber from the rears with the stock suspension components, but the offset bushings are mainly for the front. So that was the only concern for me after I put the wheels on, but it looks super good. I think the white definitely contrasts, or kind of, I don't want to say contrast, but it brings it all together. Definitely a clean look. I was bouncing back and forth between the bronze and the white. Those are my top two options, but I think I went with the right choice with the white. So definitely pretty good fitment, and you know, a good amount of camber, at least from here. So pretty perf, I ain't gonna lie. You bring it to the other side, it's pretty much about the same, but I just think it looks really, really good. So let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys think the car is missing. I do have a few mods in mind that I do actually want to add to this car, but that's gonna have to wait because, you know, I have other projects that I'm still working on. Lexus still needs a couple of things. The Infinity, if you guys didn't forget, that's gonna be making an appearance back on the channel. So I do have other projects that, you know, are gonna be in the works, but I mainly just wanted to get the wheels on the car because I am gonna be taking this thing to a rally next weekend. Next weekend? No, this coming weekend. It's gonna be on its first rally, and the stock wheels, the stock tires actually needed new tires. So I didn't trust the car, but I felt like I would have had a more enjoyable experience with wheels as well as, you know, pretty good grippy tires. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys like how the wheels look, definitely give this video a big thumbs up. I'm actually really satisfied. I can't wait to just drive this thing a lot more, because in the past, in the culmination of the 2 days that I've driven it, probably like 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the very most. That's how much I've driven this thing. But I've broken a lot of necks. This car did break a lot of necks before, but now that the wheels are on, it kind of gives it a little bit more sporty element to it. So I do break a lot of necks. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel down below. We are just getting started with the S2000 content and all the mods for it. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. But until the next video, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.